Good morning. I'm running. Woo. I decided to do another idea. Hey, Sharon. I decided to try another idea with the one I'm doing today. So I'm pulling paper real quick to cut it. Let's see, I think I want that. I need one more piece. That one. I don't know how this other one's going to look. The other two I could plan out, but this one I decided to give it a try because I found out it's National Bee Day. And it was like, oh, then I have to do the bees. So I went back into my stash and got some old bee paper that is absolutely gorgeous. So you're getting a third card today. So I'm adjusting things as I go. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. It's supposed to be rainy here this morning, but we haven't seen any rain, so hopefully it won't happen. I am cutting down this other paper, so I don't have to do that because I will have to cut down, or I want to cut down the other pieces to show you how to do this. But this is a great way to use 3 pieces of pattern paper and make 3 cards. So, and I had to pull in the bees. I just had to. I know we all have retired paper and tons of it if you're like me. I'm going to get my beverage of choice in a minute as soon as I get this last piece cut. Here we go. I'm having to take a sliver off because I modified it just a little bit. All right, let me grab my tea. I hope you have your beverage of choice and that you'll sit back, relax, as I show you some ideas. Hopefully, you'll get some new ideas. Who knows? I have to keep adjusting my iPad. I was standing, now I'm sitting. So I had to do that, but I'm here. I'm ready. I know it was a different time this morning, but I had an appointment, and it's very hard to get these appointments. Hey, Barb. So I didn't want to change it because I wouldn't have gotten in anytime soon. So I kept it, but that's okay. I'm here and we're ready to go. Oh, the tea is good. I didn't get to finish it before. I only had like a swallow before I left. So I will be enjoying my tea this morning. I hope everybody is relaxed, ready to sit back and enjoy. If you're new to my channel, my name is Robbie Rabala, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in New Bern, North Carolina. And hey, Kim, I'm so glad you have joined me today. If you want to pay me a high compliment, share my video, make sure you comment because that gets me seen on Facebook. They have all these silly algorithms that you have to share things, you have to post, people have to comment and things like that. So, those kinds of things help me to get my channel out there. And I hate that little, there's a little button that pops up over top of everybody's comments over to the side, because I can see it on my computer, that says new comments. So I have to get rid of it. Well, that means everything has to be shrunk down or changed or whatever. So anyway, I'm here. I hope you saw my latest September class. I've advertised the beginner and the beginner plus. The advanced is going out today in today's newsletter. So if you haven't signed up, check it out and join us. We have lots of fun. I do it both online and in person. And if you're online, it's just like you were here. We do it together and we chat and have fun. So I love sharing ideas with you and teaching you all kinds of new things. So with that, we're going to get started because it's time, and I have 3 cards today. I was going to do 2 and I threw in a 3rd one because it's National Bee Day, Honeybee Day, and we've got to have the bees. So it's retired stuff, but if you got it, it'll be a fun one to do. Let me get a sip of my coffee and move it over, or tea rather, and move it out of the way, because I will turn it over and we'll get started. I was kind of running. I thought I would be home about 10:30, and I didn't get home till like 10 of 11. So I was running. All right, now I'm going to spotlight my iPad so you can see what I'm doing, and it's crooked. So give me a minute to straighten it out. There we go. All right, I've got my handy dandy trimmer here. All right, I'm going to start and use some of the celebration paper. This is the Wonderful World paper, and it goes with the stamp set that goes with it. I'm going to make the cards, but I won't have the sentiment or the image on there. I'll do that afterwards. And I'm going to take, and I modified this, so I've got to cut these down. Your paper needs to be 3 7/8 by 5. And to get the most use of your paper, you want to cut it at 4 because it's 12 by 12. So cut it at 4 inches and then just cut off a little tiny sliver. And you can either save that sliver or throw it away. All right, now, the next thing we're going to do is we need, let me see, I'm going to use the light paper on top because I can see it. And I need my ruler and a pencil, and they're over here. I had to try this last night because I didn't know if it was going to work. All right, we're going to chop this up, and you know me, I have got to have measurements. I know some people will just chop away, but sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. All right, I can't see that, so I'm going to pull in some white card bases, and I'm only going to measure the top one because, all right, 2 5/8. So I'm going to go there. We're going to cut all 3 pieces at once, and then so it's 2 5/8 on the left and 1 1/8 on the right. So I'm making a mark at both of those places. Can I see that one? Yeah, it's in the thing. Right, I'm going to get that out of the way. And now we're going to bring in my trimmer. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the 2 papers together, and the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, this is the old one, but it works just as good as the other, the new one. You're going to put the 1 1/8 at the top in the cutting track, and the 2 5/8 in the bottom track. So you've got those 2 marks in the tracks. My papers are stacked. I'm going to very carefully hold them in place, and I'm going to cut. All right. Right there. And you might have to go back and forth a couple of times. So there's my first piece. Then you're going to take this, the bottom piece, we're going to chop it again, but this is an easy chop. You're going to place those papers so that the cut edge, which is that diagonal edge, is at the 1 inch mark. So you're going to put it in at 1 inch. Okay, I'm going to get this end over just slightly. Hold it in place, close it up, and chop it again, like so. So there we go. We've got our pieces. Now, oh, I've only pulled in 1 piece of paper. Darn, I need 3. Hang on. Oh, now I'm going to find, Give me my sheet here. I love the fact that all my supplies. It's okay, Joan, we're just getting started, so you're fine. All right. All right, I'm gonna cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. Oh, my blade is not doing too well. It's acting up. Maybe I'm pushing too hard. No, it's kind of dragging, but it's cutting fine. Maybe it's the paper. Some of our paper, I don't know if you've noticed, some of our paper is, how do I say this? It's thicker, or the texture doesn't allow it to cut as well. All right, now we have 3 pieces. All right, and we're going to put them on our card base like so. I looked at that and thought it was upside down, but they go in both directions. This one is the next one, and we don't want the same patterns together. So I put it on like that. This is the last one. So it's going to go here, here, and here. And hopefully I don't have to trim the 2 ends. We will find out. I might have to, but let's see. I'm just going to lay these out. So this one goes on here like so. And there's a tiny, tiny border. And let me put this one on here just with a tiny, tiny border and see if this one will go in there. Yes, it works. Okay. All right. And I'm going to pull in my glue. All right. I got a bunch on the tip I got to get off of. And I'm going to add my glue to the back. Now, the only thing you have to be careful is make sure you put your glue on the right side. And then I'm going to go to this bottom piece, because that way I have my center open. It'll be easier to put that one on and get it centered. So this one goes on again with a tiny, tiny border. It's like 1/8 of an inch. And then this is the middle. So I'm going to add it. All right. And this one, you've got to watch your sides and your spacing in between. There's the first one. See how quick and easy this is? Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Now I'm going to put the second one together. And like I said, I'll have the card all put together, but I won't have, I got glue here. I won't have it fully decorated with sentiments and all. I love the set that goes with this paper that you can get for free with a $100 order. There's only a few weeks left, so if you want to get this, get your order in so you don't miss out. All right. We'll get this one put together, and then I'll do the second card. So you're going to actually get 3 ideas this morning. It's all going to be the same layout, but different paper. I just have to watch this, and that's the one thing you need to watch. Make sure you put your paper on right side up. Okay. All right, there's that. Now our last one. Look at how easy this is. This one is my favorite paper in this collection. Oh my gosh, there's something about this paper that I absolutely love. Don't know what it is, but I do. And I am using my glue because it gives me some wiggle room. Oh my goodness, messed up my nails big time. Oh well, I guess I'll be redoing them tonight. And okay, there's that one. And the last piece. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Now, again, I only grabbed 3 card bases. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm thinking 3 cards. Well, I'm actually going to be making 9 cards. So I'm going to add my first card here. Right? Just remember, make sure when you put it on, it's the right way. Okay, so there's that one. I thought I had card bases over here. Oh, we may have. All right, now I've got this one is next. Yeah, I'm looking at it to make sure I put it on the right way. I don't want to put it on upside down because you can't heat and take this off as easily as you can if it's glue. You can heat it up and take it off. So there's that one. And here's our last one. All right. Okay. So there's this piece. So does everybody have some big plans for the weekend? I hope so. All right. There's the first set of cards done. Isn't it pretty? Great idea. And so easy to just add a sentiment. You can add a stamped image, whatever you want. It will be a variety from me. So I will get those done and post them either today or tomorrow. Depends on what time I get them done, if I can post them today or not, because I have to watch the sun. All right, now these pieces I need to cut down. And because it's such a small piece, I originally cut these at 4 by 5 1/4, thinking I was just going to put it on the card base. But then I decided, oh, I think I want to put it on a layer and leave my card base white. So that's why I'm changing it up. So I just have to cut off a little tiny sliver. And these are all from the same collection. This is, I'm getting rid of this and I can't. This is another set from the Wonderful World paper. All right, and I'm going to, let's see, I've got, oh, I do have a bunch of cards here, so I don't think I'm going to be messed up with that one. All right, so I need 2 5/8 and 1 1/8. I actually saw this on another demo's blog or post on Facebook, and I modified it. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Yeah, this one, ooh, I hope you don't get it, Sharon. I know what that's like. I saw it on the news last night that it's one they're watching. All right, now, where's my 2 5/8 mark? I was doing that, but that's a leaf. Oh, there it is. All right, there's my 2 5/8. And here's my 1 1/8. All right. And if it's off slightly, it's not going to really matter. All right. Oh, not all the way through yet. There it goes. It's the thickness that affects it more than anything else. All right, so there's the top. All right, hold your pieces together, flip them around, and on that cut side, put it at 1 inch. All right. Oh, it doesn't want to go that way, so for some reason it doesn't like this way. Oh, there it is. Got it. All right. I'm not certain why it does that. All right. So I need to cut some more Mossy Meadow because that's which one I'm going to put this one on. I need another piece. all my supplies, my paper is to the right of my area that I do my filming in. I didn't plan it that way. It's just the way it worked out in my studio that it could go that way, but I love it. I have my ink to the left on my other table because I use one table to film at, and I usually stamp at the other one because it's got a mat to it that's good for stamping. Okay, now this, and this. All right, now we've got the next set, and I just moved over one, and that one's upside down, so I've got to remember to flip it. So is that. This one looks upside down. Yeah. So there's that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Almost blew that one. That one's the right way, and that one's. Okay, time to put these together. See, look how quick and easy this is. And wait till you see the bees. Oh my gosh. I know a lot of you got that bee set. I still have mine. I didn't get rid of it. I love the paper. I still have some of the paper. So I thought it would be a great card for National Bee Day. And I know we have bees in, there's a set that has a bee in it. I don't remember which one it is. I've used it. In fact, it's for, I used it on the next month's class. Okay, so there's the first panel. Hey, Jenny. Okay, here's the second panel. This is a great way to use up your pattern paper and to add interest. I know I hate covering up my paper sometime. And there was a lady who posted on one of my cards that I had posted, and she liked my post because of the way I had done it so that I didn't hide the paper. She says she hates to cover up. The glue is a good thing to use too, because it gives you some wiggle room. She hates hiding it. So what I suggested to her is, if you're doing a panel, say this is all one piece of pattern paper like this, I'll put it together real quick, like this, and you have an image here, and it's a fairly large image, cut out the center because nobody sees that, and then you won't have, you're not wasting that paper. You can use it, you know, somewhere else in another card, but you're not wasting it. I know a lot of people, I have done that too, especially if it's paper I like, and it's like, oh, like this paper I can't get after the end of this month, and I don't want to miss it. So if I have something that I need to use a panel on, I will cut the center out so I have it. And see, if the glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, there's the next set. Let me get my cards. Okay, and the last one, I think I did cut that one down to 3 7/8, only because I knew I had to do it, and I just ran out of time for doing these. All right. Just make sure when you put it on, it's right side up. I have done that. At least with the glue, if you get it fast, you can take it off and flip it around. I had a fabulous time at the retreat last weekend. We did a shoebox swap Friday night, and there were 20 cards. We started at 7. I did not get done, come down just a little bit, until midnight. Then I had to be back up and over to the building at 8 o'clock for breakfast. So it was a long night, but they were great cards. And I, then the next day we made 9 cards. They were in sets of 3. So we had 2 sets in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, and a 3D item. So we made 9 more cards and a 3D item. So it was fun. I met some new demos from North Carolina, even some from my area that I didn't know about. All right, there's the second set of cards. All right. And let's do the last one, and then I'll pull them all back in so you can see them all. All right. And this is the B paper. All right. And I'm going to take, and I'm going to mark this one. I'm going to use my top one because it's easy to see. It's light colored. So 2 5/8, which is there. And then 1 1/8. Make sure your ruler is perfectly flat. I had mine sitting on something that would not have been good. 1 1/8. All right, let's cut this last one. And I will have to cut some more black because, again, I don't know what I was thinking, but it isn't hard. I grabbed a piece real quick right here. Let me do that first, so then we have it. So 5 1/4 by 4. Okay. Another one by 4. Okay. There. And I threw those away because I just have so many little scraps. And I'll show you in a minute how I store my scraps, because that can be hard. Okay, I know where it is. It's right there. And there's my 1 1/8. Okay, so there's that. And the key is making sure that this doesn't move. All right. This is going to be harder to do because it's got the gold foiling to it. There we go. All right, so there's my top. I think this is going to be cute. You do, Joan? Well, see, now you can use it and make some cards. All right, I'll make sure this goes in at 1 inch. You're slanted side, and you really have to hold this. This one will have a tendency to move. There, because it's so small. All right, so I've got all of those. Everything is cut. Let's get our last card done. All right, let me lay out my pieces here. Here's this, and this, and this. Now my middle piece. All right, now I've got to watch my patterns because this one got mixed up when I did this one goes here, here, and here. When I cut it and I shoved them to the side. Okay, now if this bothers you, just take, let's see. Let me tell you, if you want to use just 2 pieces, have it 4 by 3 7/8 because you're putting it on the black, and do the same measurement. And what you will get is you'll get these 2 pieces. And if you have 1 inch strips, you can put that in the middle. That way, if you want to do it, let me show you. If you want to do it like this, use this piece and this piece at 3 7/8 by 4 and have this piece at 1 inch, and you can have this piece in the middle. So if it bothers you and you want it all, you know, like you don't like the two pieces like that and this one together, that's a way to avoid it. I did not do that. I didn't care. I wanted to show you a quick and easy way to do it. You're trying not to freak out. Why, Jenny? Do you not like bees? This is just pretty paper. Focus on the gold. Focus on the gold. All right. It's National Honeybee Day, Jenny. That's why I decided to throw this one in. I just knew, oh, that would be pretty with as a centerpiece too. The other thing you could do is use a piece of, now the key is going to be getting the angle. So you'd have to, and I'll show you how you could do that. If you need the angle on this side, if you kind of use this piece, then you can get it and cut it at an angle. Oh yeah. But when I read that this morning, I said, oh, I got to do the bees. I got to do the bees. I hate, you know, I hated when this bundle retired and the paper went away. It was like, it makes such pretty cards. And then I'll bring in all the pieces when I'm done. So you can, all the cards, I should say. So you can see all the cards. Oh, I've got quite a few people on here. If you haven't said hello, say hello. Tell me where you're from. If you're new, this is a fun, quick layout. The person that I saw do this, she used a 4x4 square. And did the top and the bottom. And I'm trying to think what she used in the middle. She just chopped it. She didn't measure it. I wanted to give you measurements because I know some people like measurements. They're not as willing to free cut, so to speak. But that's the reason why. And sometimes I find if I chop it, I get too much at the top and not enough down. So I just measured. So I wanted to make sure you got measurements you could use in your card making. All right, let me get my card bases. We'll get these put together. Are you allergic to bees, Jenny? Is that why you're so scared of them? If you are, I can see why you would be terrified of them. I don't like them because they hurt when you get stung, but you know, I know we need the honeybees to pollinate our flowers and things like that. And I know that they're really concerned that they're disappearing from the earth. Now, if you use paper, remember, if you use paper that's non-directional like this, it doesn't matter how you put it down. If it has a direction, watch that. Well then, Jenny, I would think I would be terrified of them too. So that's something to think about as you're putting your panels on your card. And I'm going to put my pen back in my glue bottle so it doesn't close up on me. Okay. All right, let's see if I can get all three cards. There's one. I may have to kind of do them like this so you can kind of see. Here's the second one. It's that one. I'm going to go the same direction just because it'll lay out better. And here was my first one that I did. And I did exactly what I told you not to do. This piece is upside down. Well, guess what? It's got to stay upside down. Oh, hi, Brenda. Oh yeah, I love this bee paper. And there it is. And if these two are the celebration papers, Wonderful World. So if you've got some of this paper, pull it out, use it for this. Like I said, I will finish it up. I will, if you have a piece like this that's doesn't have a whole lot, you can very easily stamp and emboss your sentiment across the center with it. I have a tendency to just do images on my cards because then I can use them for whatever holiday occasion, I should say, occasion I want. If you stamp it with thinking of you, then it has to always be a sympathy. Top to the inside. What I will do is I will stamp a bee on the inside, Kim, and stamp a bee on my envelope. The other thing you can do if you have scraps, let me pull over. This is a bigger, I'm grabbing this one because it's sitting here. I got both of them here. If you've got a scrap like this that you can't do a whole lot for, like this one I would cut in half, and you could put, thanks Lynn, you could put a piece here on the inside. So just imagine it's half, and then you can do 2 cards. So it's a great way to use your scraps. With this one I would do the bee. This one I would probably pull in the rose from that Wonderful World set. And this one, there's this image, which is my favorite. I'll show you this one up here. It's got this flower on it. That's my favorite image in that set. And I will do that. So, I mean, I can mix and match them too. I will finish all of them and post them, like I said, either today or tomorrow, depending on when I get them finished and if I have sunlight in my place my bedroom where I do my photographing. I wanted to share this with you for scraps. I did this about 4 years ago when I moved to North Carolina. And what I did was I put all my paper in here. It will actually hold a full package of paper. So what I did was this type of thing. I put all my paper in here like so. I'm kind of squeezing it in there, but it doesn't have to be like this. And then I put this and I stood it up. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't mean to make everybody dizzy. I stood it up in a Rubbermaid container that was tall enough that I could put these in and put, thanks Kim, put them inside or put the lid on. And I moved this with me in my car. I didn't put my paper or anything. But when I was done, I kept this, and I have a shelf that an ex-boyfriend made for me that I keep all my paper on. And I keep this in there for all my scraps. So that's a way, if you struggle with how to keep track of your scraps. These are on Amazon and they're called job tickets. And I just looked for the size that I needed. It's open at the top. You can actually hang it if you want. I don't hang mine, I leave it flat. I don't store my cardstocks standing up either, because I found when I was doing that, it was bowing. So I keep my cardstock flat. So there's a little storage tip for you today. So with that, I'm going to flip this around. And if you do any of these, make sure you share it. I'm going to spotlight for everyone, and then I'm going to get this out of your face. So share what cards you make. I mean, you may do something, then we have the paper and totally forgot about it until you do it. So share it with us and be looking for my cards to be posted later so that you can see them. And like I said, it'll either be today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, only because if I don't get my pictures taken by about 2, it's sometimes really dark and hard to see them. So I try to take them fairly early in the day. All right, guys, thanks for hopping on here at 11 since I had to switch the time around. I'm going to grab my tea and head back downstairs and reheat it because it's now cold. And I'm going to relax, finish my tea, and then I'm heading back up here to finish these cards and to make some other ideas for you. I hope to see you next Saturday, and it will be at 10:30 next Saturday. I don't have any appointments, so I'll see you at 10:30 next Saturday. Have a great weekend. Bye. Oh, you're welcome, Joan. Thanks for coming in. Bye, guys.